Hello out there to everyone in the verse. Gabby here with my weekly show where I do my best to offer up advice and solutions to the many interpersonal problems that any one of us might face, whether that be tackling relationship difficulties or just being an ear for someone in need. Tonight we have a few interesting stories that I want to share. Remember that if you have your own difficulty you would like to share, to please mail in your concern, or you can post it in the comments below, and I will give my very best advice to you if chosen, so be sure to let me know your troubles for your own chance at a problem-solving take from the galactically known Gabby. So before we get to what everyone wants, Gabby's first gotta pay the bills. And so let me talk about tonight's sponsor for a spell, Garcia's Greens. Not only do they have my favorite salad in all of Stanton, which is the fungami. I mean, just the word fungami is a joy to order every time. But they also have my favorite tonics. Anytime Gabby is starting to feel a cold coming on, I rush out to grab the Citrus Rush, which is packed with all the vitamins you need to kick any cold Microtech can throw at you, with its perfect blend of sweet and tart. But I know what you're thinking. Gabby, what if I'm not in the mood for something so acidic? Well, they got you covered there too with their fresh garden tonic, which if ever you could taste a rainbow, it wouldn't be a candy, but nature's finest and freshest ingredients found within the fresh garden tonic. So the next time you're in New Babbage, go get a huge dose of health at Garcia's Greens, from the garden to you, and order ahead using your Moby Glass so it's ready when you arrive. And now into my garden, where I am cultivating some strong and healthy attitudes and weeding out any despair. Our first letter tonight is a bit rough around the edges, but that's okay because I'm here to help anyone in the verse who seeks it. They write, "Dear Gabby in Space, it's been so long since I've written anything down, let alone a letter to someone, but I've heard the crew listening to you at times, and your advice seems legit. I am not what you would call the law-abiding type, if you catch my drift. But I'm not here to ask about anything criminal or to share anything illegal. I'm here because I met a dame at one of my local hangouts, but I don't think she's too keen on my type. She speaks to me and everything seems real chill, but then it's like she remembers who she's talking to and she backs away. I don't know if it's possible for somebody like me to ever change, but for somebody like her, I could see myself trying. I was just wondering if you have ever heard of someone overlooking someone's past if they make a change, or will she forever just see me as some dust or trash? Signed, Shantytown Kev." Dear Shantytown Kev, believe it or not, you're not the first pirate who's written into the show. In fact, I have quite a few pirate acquaintances who I've helped throughout the years, and on one occasion it literally saved my life. But that's a story for another time. Your case is not unheard of, and it can basically apply to many walks of life and goes back as far as Romeo and Juliet, where two star-crossed lovers tried to overcome their different backgrounds in order to have a relationship. As with much of my advice, I say it all begins with open and honest communication. You need to be honest with this person and tell them how you feel and see if they could ever see you differently. I cannot answer how another person perceives anyone, but I can tell you that being honest and open can go a long way. This path might take you on some surprising journeys both in space and within, and you might find your relationship offers up things that piracy never could. So if you're brave enough to be honest, you might be about to embark on the greatest adventure of your life. But I hope you're ready for some sort of cost, because things like this always cost something. I look forward to hearing how it goes, so keep us updated, and thank you for trusting me with your problem. Our next writer comes to us from Hurston, where the work is hard and not always the best paying. They write, "Dear Gabby in Space, it's been a few months since I've heard your voice, since my viewer got busted after my hab was broken into. I must say that your voice was a light in what is always dark times here. I don't know if you'll ever read this on the air, since I am not likely to be able to afford to fix my viewer anytime soon, but I feel better just writing this. I wanted to tell you that I've always appreciated hearing your voice and the problems you resolve. I do not have any problems that you can help with, as my situation is my own to deal with. But I thought you would like to know that there are many people you give hope and inspiration to, and just knowing you're out in the verse makes my days easier. I hope to hear your voice soon, and take care. Signed, Herc from Hurston. Dear Herc from Hurston, I have put off reading this over the air for a couple of months because after I read your letter, I decided to see if I could get some viewer screens to many of you in Lauraville who are working hard and could use one but cannot afford it. I reached out to the Hurston Dynamics company and made a donation to be used toward getting citizens there who needed to be able to have some form of entertainment but might not have been able to afford such a luxury, the ability to have one. I have received word that those units have been dispersed to many in the population, and I did have someone track you down to make sure that you received one as well. I appreciate you bringing the issue to light. Even though I know there are many other issues that are much worse for some workers there in Lauraville, I hope this will help in some small way. Thanks for listening, and let me know if you received it and heard this broadcast, and I will feature you on a Dear Gabby future update. Now, speaking of updates, it's now that time to have a Dear Gabby update. This week's update comes from Sleepy Space Mom, who writes, Dear Gabby in Space, I just wanted to thank you for the tips you gave me for caring for my newborn while on a space hauler. Finding Velcro was a bit hard to come by, but once we got it, it made life so much easier and stopped us from having to re-sanitize the falling bottles. Little hooks that can be stuck to walls also was a huge life changer. Another space mom gave me a great tip, which was to have mobile supply caddies located throughout the ship with your basic supplies like spare diapers, ointment, washcloths, etc. So consider that me giving back to your community, and thank you for all that you do. Aw, thank you, Sleepy Space Mom, and glad you have become a super space mom now. That is all for this week's show, and I wish all of you nothing but healthy and happy lives in the verse. Until next time, good night and stay safe.